Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we're going to be talking about the Sega Genesis Mini, and in particular the question on how to change the language on the Sega Genesis Mini. Before we get into that, please be sure to like this video and also subscribe to our channel. That really does help us as a channel out quite a bit, and also helps show these videos to more people all around the internet to help put more of a spotlight on retro gaming in general. The question of how to change the language on the Sega Genesis is really an easy one to answer, but rather than me simply telling you about how to do it, it's much easier for me to show you, and that's probably what you want to see anyway, is someone actually changing the languages on the Sega Genesis Mini. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the TV here behind me, and I'll show you exactly how to change the language on your Sega Genesis Mini. Alright, so here we are inside of the Sega Genesis Mini main menu. As you'll see up here at the top, you have two things. You have sort and you have settings. Sort is where you'll adjust how the games themselves are sorted. So you can sort by genre, number of players, release date, or simply leave it on A to Z. If you're looking to change the language on the Sega Genesis Mini, you simply will go over to settings. It will highlight in there in the yellow, and you'll just push the A button. Scroll down to your second one, and you'll have languages. The languages offered on the Sega Genesis Mini are Japanese, English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, traditional Chinese, and Korean. So let's go ahead and just choose Japanese. And then once you're here, it automatically changes. You just press the B button to go back to the main menu. Now, as you'll notice, it changed everything to the Japanese language if that game was released in Japanese. So if you'll notice here, Earthworm Jim stayed exactly the same because that game obviously wasn't released in Japan, and so the game art was never done in Japanese. But you've got Mickey's World of Illusion, they're done in Japanese. Castle of Illusion as well with Japanese language. And so you've got all the different pictures on the front of them that are totally different than what they were prior to changing your language. If you'll notice also at the top, it changes it to Mega Drive instead of Sega Genesis. That's because when the Genesis was released overseas, it was called the Mega Drive in most locations. So you have all of these different games that you can go into. However, when you go into the games, again, you'll have to push A and then just put A again to go into the games, and it'll go ahead and pop up. The main issue with changing the language is it does nothing for the actual game itself. All of the games themselves will still be in English when you are actually playing them. It doesn't change it to Japanese inside of the game, or if you change it to Spanish or French or any of the other languages, it doesn't change any of that either. All of it will still stay the same. You've got stage 1, and again, it's just showing in English and not showing in Japanese like you'd expect. Your HP at the top is still English. So that's just how it works. When you need to go back to the main menu, you just have to hit the reset button. And then you have to go down. You can either save it or you can go down here and to exit to your main menu. And again, your main menu will be in Japanese. You want to change it, you just have to go up here, go to the second one down, and the second one down is English, and now you're back in English. If you do change your languages, it can be a little bit confusing to where exactly you go to, especially if you're in a game, you don't know what to do. So it's always the second one down when you're on the menu. So when you go up here to settings, you just click A, second one down is language, second one down is English as well. So that makes it really easy to remember that it's the second one down. And then when you're inside of a game, you just simply have, after you go into the game itself, after you push the reset button, which I'll do here in a second, on the reset button, you just have to go to this, again, the second one from the bottom, however, instead of the top. Assuming you don't want to save it when you're in one of the other languages, you just click here, turn to the main menu, push A again, that will go to yes, and you'll be back at the main menu, and then you can change the language again. So hopefully that it does answer your question on how to change the language on the Sega Genesis Mini. And again, it doesn't change a whole lot in regards to anything. It really just changes the way the menu looks. So here I'm in Spanish, and we just have order. It's just changed the one word at the top, changed the settings, but all of the games are still in English as well. They didn't change those to Spanish. So it's the usability of the language changing isn't very good on the Sega Genesis Mini, but you can do it if you're more comfortable in one of the other languages besides English, and that is how you do it. You simply just go up to the settings and go to the language options. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you. Again, my name is Matt from RetroOnly.com. Feel free to check out that website. That is our website. We have all sorts of articles on there about the Sega Genesis, about the Sega Genesis Mini, about the NES, Super NES, Wii, Even Xbox, PlayStation. The Xbox seems like a newer console, but the original one released almost 2 decades ago, so it's getting to be retro. And so we have all sorts of articles, information about those. Also articles about information in regards to retro music and retro arcade games and pinball and those sorts of things. So check that out. And again, please like this video, subscribe to our channel. If you have any specific questions about the Sega Genesis Mini or really about any retro consoles, retro gaming, or retro items in general, feel free to comment down below. We'll be happy to make a video about it or at least answer the question in the comments too. My name's Matt. Have a great day.